Dear students, the question comes why we read about the leaves in such detail in our previous videos. It's because of its importance. It's because of the importance of the leaf. What is the importance of the leaf to the plant? This leaf, what is its use? What is its utility for the plants? If I say what is the use of my hand in my body, so you can simply say I use this hand for gripping, for hitting, for picking the things and eating, and for writing, and for bidding by, or for calling somebody. So there are so many different uses of this hand in our body. That is its importance. Similarly, what is the importance of this leaf? Right? It do something for the plant? Do you know? Yes, many of you know very well. You are very excited to answer. Yes, sir. Food, this leaf is the food factory of the plant. This leaf is the place where the food is made for the plant, where the plants make their food. In every leaf, the food is prepared, the food is manufactured by using the raw materials like the carbon dioxide, like the water. You see, this carbon dioxide is available in the atmosphere, and from this atmosphere these plants they take in carbon dioxide. Do you know how? It's through under the surface of this leaf very small, very small holes called the pores. They develop at times when it is required. We have these two nostrils. Can you see these two holes in the nose? As this hole is facing downward, similarly these leaves also have the holes that face downward, like our nostrils, right? Through these nostrils, what we do? From this atmosphere, we inhale the air, and from that we separate the oxygen and we use it for our body, right? Similarly, these plants they at times develop small holes on the surface when they need to develop, when they need feel the requirement of uh, air to take in, or when they have necessity to push out extra water from their body. If that is required, they just develop very small holes underside of the leaf, underside of the leaf, not at the top, right? So these small holes that develop on the underside of the leaf, they are called as stomata. What will you call them? Stomata, right? That is their name. And the singular of stomata is stoma, right? Through these holes, these leaves, they exchange the gases. Exchange the gases means if they want to give out some gases from their body, that they push out of that through that hole. If they want to take in some gases from the atmosphere, as I have told you, for making food they need carbon dioxide, so they take it from the surrounding atmosphere. Do you follow? So as we have the nostrils, what is the name of that similar hole in the leaves? Yes, I told you today, few minutes before. They are small holes that develop on the under surface of this leaf, and they are called as stomata. What will you call them? Stomata. We have the nostrils, they have the stomata. But one difference is there. This nostril is a permanent structure. It never closes. It is not that in the night we don't need any oxygen or air, we keep it closed. No, we continuously need, and we give out and we take in the gases from our body to this atmosphere, and from this atmosphere to inside our body. So this is permanently used. But in case of these plants, they don't have these permanent structures. They develop only when the plants have excess water to push out of the body, or they are in need of pushing out some gases, or they need some gases to take in from the atmosphere. Is that clear? So there is a a small difference between our nostrils and the stomata. What is the difference? This stomata is not a permanent structure. Our nostrils, they face downwards. Downwards means if they will suck, something from downwards will enter into the nose. Similarly, from these leaves also they have the holes facing downwards, and the reason is there, nature is very smart. If these nostrils would have been facing upward, so much of dust particles because of gravity, they may have sedimented there, they may have settled there and blocked that passage. But no, to avoid that, nature has faced these two nostrils downwards. Similarly, in the leaves also, leaves remain like this lateral. So much of dust particles you may have seen getting deposited on the surface of this lamina. But as these holes are underside, the deposition of dust cannot block them, cannot clog them. So passage when needed, they can open that stomata and they can intake the carbon dioxide, or if they want to give out some gases from their body, they can give out through that. If we are to we of during the process of breathing, we just push out gases from our body. Similarly, these plants also, they do so. Is that clear to all of you? Are you following? So similarly, here, what is the importance of the leaf, or what does the leaves do for the plant? Very important aspect is, the very important question here is, this is very important as regards examination. You may be asked in the examination, write the functions of the leaf. So write the functions of the, functions means what kind of work they do for the plant, right? So write the functions of the leaves. So the very first function is food making. Food, the very first function is food making. In the language of biology, this food making is known as photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. This photosynthesis takes place inside a green leaf only, because this green leaf, the leaves look green because of one important organelle or part present in the cells of the leaf known as chloroplast. And this chloroplast has the site, or the parts that can trap the sun's light, right, for energy. And using that energy, carbon dioxide that is taken from the atmosphere, I have told you, through the stomata, that carbon dioxide and water that is absorbed by the roots and brought to the leaves, they are joined together and formed into carbohydrate, or you can say glucose, or in the simple language, sugar, right? You have read Johnny. Johnny was fond of sugar. This sugar is made inside the plant body. Where do we get the sugar from? All the sugar that you use in your house, we get it from the plants. Do you know this? These plants are processed in the sugar mills and the factories, and afterwards we get the sugar crystals that you eat in your house. You add it to the tea, to the coffee, to the pudding, to various kinds of food. So all this sugar, that sugar tastes sweet, right? So, and the sugar is formed as a result of this food making or photosynthesis. So this is one of the very important functions of the leaf, that leaves facilitate or make arrangement for this process. So what is this photosynthesis? I will tell you later, but first function, that is food making or photosynthesis. So leaves facilitate for photosynthesis. right? Leaves facilitate photosynthesis. What is the second function I have to do? The second function is exchange of gases. We cannot call it breathing. In breathing, what happen? Our lungs suck and push. That's why it's called breathing. But in case of plants, it's exchange. You give something and take another thing. With one hand give something, with another hand you accept something. So this way it goes on. This is called exchange, right? So plants give carbon dioxide, say give oxygen, and from the atmosphere they take carbon dioxide, right? Give oxygen, take carbon dioxide, give oxygen, take carbon dioxide. So this way it goes on. That's why it's called exchange of gases. So second important function of the leaf is exchange of gases like carbon dioxide, carbon dioxide and oxygen. This is second important function. Sometimes we want to push out excess water from our body and we go for the urination, isn't it? In the class you ask, "Sir, may I go to toilet?" You say so, isn't it? Similarly, the plant body also sometimes collects lot of water inside them, and this water is to be thrown out of the body. Then how will they do? They cannot go from, they are fixed at one place. They cannot go for the urination or in the urinal. What do they do? Through these holes. These holes I have talked you shortly few minutes before. Do you remember the name? Yes, stomata. Through this stomata, this excess water comes on the surface and gets evaporated. Right? So, through this stomata, the excess water from the plant body is thrown out. So, the third important function that the leaves facilitate is, that is removal of excess water from the plant body. So as you know, this making of food is known as photosynthesis. Similarly, removal of excess water from the plant body is known as transpiration. Sometimes a direct question is asked, what is photosynthesis or what is transpiration? So you should not be confused. Transpiration is the process, is the name of the process because of which the plants, they remove excess water from their body, right? Through the small holes that develop on the underside of the leaf of the plants known as stomata. So these three are the important functions. Now if I ask you what is your function, what do you do? Similarly, if somebody asks what are you, you simply say I am a student. Student means who studies. Along with studying, you do some other works. Some of you are very good singers. So can I call you singers? I cannot call you singers, but you do that job. So at the time when you sing, you become singer. Though you are a student, you become singer. Some of you dance so nicely, have that ability. So can I call you dancer? No. You are a student, but at times when you dance nicely, when you present a good dance, at that time you are called dancer, and at that time you are doing the work of a dancer. Some of you are very good football player. Though you are a student, but you are doing something that is not the work of a student, that is the work of a football player, right? Some of you are very good badminton players. Some of you are very good basketball player. Some of you uh, can give nice debate. You can participate in debate. You can keep your things so nicely, right? Some of you can uh, mimic some artists. At that time you do the job of a mimicry artist, right? So similarly, though being a student you perform different kinds of additional work. Similarly, the leaves also, though they are leaves, they have only these three important functions to carry on. They sometimes perform some additional works, and at that time we call that modified functions. As you have the modified functions, if you are a student of class 6 and if you are a dancing performing a dance program, so you are not dancer, that is your modified function, little bit changed function. Modified means little bit changed function that has added to your features or ability. Similarly, these leaves, they sometimes perform additional functions, and these additional functions are known as modified functions. So in the next video we will talk about the modified functions of the leaf, right? So today's homework in this today's video, your main question is write the functions of the leaf, and then some additional questions I am giving you. What is photosynthesis? What is photosynthesis? And second is, what is transpiration? What is transpiration? So photosynthesis is the biochemical process of production of sugar inside the plant body by using this by combining carbon dioxide and water with the help of sunlight inside the green leaf. And what is transpiration? It is the process of removal of excess water from the plant body. Is that clear to all of you? So these questions you will complete in your notebook. All these questions must be there. Based on these answers, you will be asked questions in the examination, as well as you will be given the marks for your copy. So remember, you have to write these questions in your notebook along with the date and day, page number, right? So that's all in this video, and in the next video we will be talking about the modified functions or additional functions of the leaf. That's all. Take care.